Hi, this is the intro to day 7. Just a few things I wanted to point out. So yesterday we did the bird dog, and while I was editing the footage, I saw how badly I did it, and it was quite funny. And I left it because it really shows that we don't have to do the things perfectly. And also, when we sometimes do the exercises or the poses, we think we're doing it right, and our body's telling us we're doing it right. But if you look at yourself, then you can see, wow, but you are actually not doing it that well. And that's the bonus of going to live yoga classes. If they're quite small, the teacher will obviously correct and see that you're doing things wrong. So that's the advantage of videoing yourself every now and then, just to see how does it look. Does it look like you are keeping the legs straight? I mean, I could see I wasn't having straight legs all the time. I was trying, believe me. And the other thing is, as well, is that we're not trying to do the poses or the exercises perfectly. So rather do them and do them badly, or I shouldn't say badly, but rather do them and then reduce the strain on whatever you're doing. Use props, use things to help you. In the stability type exercises, we will want to maintain the even trunk and shoulders and keep the lower back in neutral. That is of utmost importance. There you want to keep that. And so say no, I say lift your arms up, but you can't. You just do what you can, but maintain that stability in the trunk. Yes, and rather than trying to do everything perfectly, rather do something. But at no time should there ever be pain. We've stressed that enough. Do want to stress that again. And the other thing is, what will really help long term is if you do the practice daily. It really has, make a plan to really, even if it's not my course or anything, do something every day, because the body needs that. If you look at how the body has evolved I don't know how old the body is. Our bodies probably go back 100,000 years or so. But if you think of what the body was designed for survival at that time, the survival at that time was very much different to now. We were running around in bushes and killing and farming and doing a lot of physical work. In today's society, in the Western society at least, there's a lot of sedentary stuff. We don't do that much. And so the evolution hasn't caught up yet. So maybe in another 100,000 years, humans are going to look totally different to today. Probably going to have these, big heads and spindly little arms. But we haven't reached that point yet. So to keep the body healthy, we need to do something every day. And so you really make a plan. I am going to try and do a few very, very short videos, like maybe 5 minutes or so that if you're time constrained in the day, then you can do those 5-minute videos instead of doing a longer class. Also, I'll try to keep the videos within the 20-minute, that time range, to about half an hour, or maybe even slightly less, to make it easier so that you can really invest in a daily practice. And with that, we want to just wish you luck in that. It's really quite incredible how when you start doing these yoga type things every day, how your awareness in your own body builds. And that can, because that part is now moving, it becomes alive again, the nerves come alive. And we then have a very good, much better relationship with our own body. And really to encourage that even further. So even during the day, ask yourself, what is my body actually doing now? And just paying attention to these sensations inside the body, like feeling your sitting bones when you're sitting on the chair, or feeling your feet on the floor, or just seeing how is my back aligned, how all these kinds of things will open up that dialogue between us and the body. there is a part of the brain called the reticular activating system, which is like the secretary of the brain. And everything that's important, that secretary has to say, oh no, this isn't important. Let's not bother the brain with this now, kind of thing. Let's do that later. And the important things, this is a very, from an evolutionary point, it's very important, because if we have an alarm, say you hurt yourself or whatever, then the brain very quickly becomes aware of it, because there's a change from what it was yesterday, and it goes, whoa, there's something wrong, and then it can act on that. Now, when we build our awareness and make it important how the sensations inside the body feel, the secretary will start letting more and more of those messages through. And so we have then a better general awareness of our own body. And then we can use it when we're doing the practice. Of course, we're always going to listen to our own body, but it becomes like a deeper relationship. And that's really what we want to encourage as much as possible. Anyway, good luck with that. I thought I'd just add this in there. And also then talking about going forward, it will be very helpful if you did get a few yoga props. I'm always going to try and make, you can use a towel instead of a strap, or use folded blankets and that kind of thing. But it really does help to have extra props. And especially when we do more complicated yoga type poses, then props can really help us to really feel the prop, even though the body can't do it properly yet. So the props will take some of the support. So the first thing I would recommend is getting these yoga blocks. You can get them in any shop really. They're these foam blocks. They're light. You can't hurt yourself. I would recommend getting some of those. The other thing is a bolster. So the bolster is just really a very firm cushion. It's very firm. And of course, if you don't have that, you can always use a few folded blankets, which means that you will have a few folded blankets all the time. Need them to be handy. The other thing that we quite often use is the strap. This was, by the way, in the yogic text, this was the first one that they came across, was the strap. It's got a end, and then you can tighten it, and then just by pressing it down, you can release it. So you get those plastic clips, and then you get the D-rings, and then you get this type of one. It doesn't matter which one. Even just see what you can do. You can even make them yourself. But as I say, it's not absolutely necessary. Most of the time we can use a towel. But when we do, for instance, the lying down cobbler pose or the cobbler pose, it's very nice to have a strap just to tie the feet. Other than that, I think that's it. You don't really need to invest too much, but have a few extra blankets around. Oh yes, and the chair, sorry. The chair is the yoga chair. This is what it looks like. And then you just remove that top part. But of course, as I said, you don't need a yoga chair. You can use a normal chair. There are some very nice poses that you can only really do in the yoga chair, which kind of restricts me from doing them, which I will do. And then we'll just have to make a plan somehow for the people that don't have yoga chairs. But anyway, you will get good use out of the props. And it really also just points to the fact that you are now ready to put your mind to it and really decide, no, I'm going to do it daily. I'm going to commit to this, whatever if you want to or not. But I mean, it would be nice, not just for me, but if you did it in other ways as well. And that's it, really. Good luck. I hope you find the joy and that sense of practice and that nice feeling that you get when you do something with commitment. It starts deepening and you start growing with it. And I mean, I've been doing yoga for more than 10 years and I'm still not bored, so it's really a fun, nice way to set you up for life. The other thing as well, of course, is that it's not straining the body, or it shouldn't, and therefore the body shouldn't, it should be always better after the yoga practice than before. And so over time you get the benefits. And as BKS Iyengar used to say, he was the guy that led the Iyengar movement. He said, health is hard work. And the older we get, the more we need to actually invest in our health, and with time, effort, and even money, because we're going to the doctor more. But so this, see doing yoga really also as an investment for your old age, so that you don't have to be all stuck to a sofa or can't move. Anyway, with that, we'll just end. Thank you. Cheers.